Hi to all the Form 5 students, your trial exam is coming soon. So today I would like to go through the one set of paper 1 question with you. Let's see this question 1. Given arithmetic progression with first term 36 and common difference -4. Please highlight. So when you have the AP, you must write A and D. Okay. And then you're asking to find the number of terms, which is n, and when the condition is given the sum of all the term is 0, so you have to write the formula for sum of the first n term for Sn equal to n over 2 2a plus n minus 1d, right? And then you try to substitute Sn equal to 0, and then equal n is the one that you want to find, n over 2, then 2 times 36 plus n minus 1, the d is -4, so n minus 1 -4. Okay, then you close the bracket. So you need to be very careful because the common difference is negative. Now how to solve this is we focus to the bracket first. So left hand side is 0, n over 2, 2 times 36, 72, -4n plus 4, okay, plus 4. Now we try to simplify in the bracket first. So 0 equal to n over 2, okay, n over 2, but the over 2 we can cancel out to the left, we just multiply with the 0, so the 2 no more, so 76 minus 4n, right? And then we have to simplify first before we factorize. Okay, now the common factor is 4 and then n. Okay, you can take out the 4, you can take out the n, factorize. So let me simplify first. 4n squared minus 76n equal to 0. Then okay, I need to factorize. So I take out the 4, inside is n squared minus 19n, okay, equal to 0. And then I need to factorize the n again. So if I factorize again, will be n bracket okay, n bracket n minus 19 equal to 0, right? So then I let the factor equal to 0. So I got n equal to 0, n equal to 19. So I have to reject the answer n equal to 0 because it's not logic, isn't it? N equal to 0. So the logic answer is n equal to 19. Alright, so n must be integer. Okay, this is question 1, which is quite easy, right? Okay. Okay, for question number 2, let's go through the question. Diagram 1 shows the shaded region that satisfies a quadratic inequality. So whenever you see quadratic inequality, you will think about the function. Okay, when you think about function, it's always fx or y. So that means it is not quadratic equation. So you cannot let it equal to 0, okay? So the instruction is very important. Let's go through the instruction. Form. So you're asking to form what? Form the quadratic inequality. That means you cannot write in equation, alright? You must write in terms of the quadratic inequality. There's no equal to certain value. It can be more than or equal inequality or less than equal. But obviously it seems like the quadratic function is we talk about y value. So you see the one shaded one is above the x-axis. That means the y is always positive. Isn't it? Above the x-axis, y is always positive. Example, y equal to 1, isn't it positive? Y equal to 2, positive. So the shaded region is actually mainly for a function more than or equal 0. So now you know that you have the range of the x, if to the left is less than equal, right, and to the right is more than equal. So now from the roots given, we will form the quadratic equation, right? We will form the quadratic equation. So when you form the quadratic equation, okay, you must make sure you put in the factor correctly. Okay, you put in the factor correctly. If positive, it becomes negative. Alright, okay, negative become positive, and it must be integer. Okay, from the equation, then we convert to function, because we're asking to use to form the inequality. So then only you write fx equal to 2x plus 1 x minus 2, and then you observe the shaded region is above the x-axis, right? So you will make sure your fx is more than equal 0. Okay, finally your answer is 2x plus 1 x minus 2 more than equal 0. That should be your final answer. Okay, so you cannot write your answer let's say x equal to 2 or x equal to negative half. For sure they will give you wrong. Alright, okay, so now this one, I think you maybe when you do, you tend to write equal to something, right? So you have to pay attention with the instruction of the question. The keywords is very important. Alright, so please always double check the keywords, highlight what the question want, answer according to the question. Okay, don't just do according to what you want. Okay, do according to what the question instruct you to do. Alright, follow instruction, then only you can get good result. Alright, so that this one settled already, right? Number 2. Okay, now let's see number 3. A set of data consists of a certain value, okay, from 12, negative 1, 8, 2, and then negative 10, 0, negative 7, 3, 20, and p minus 1. Oh, this is very easy, right? Because they ask you to find mean in terms of p. So you just plus everything, and you just divide by how many data? Okay, you just count 2, 4, 6, 8, 10. Okay, so you must know that the mean, the formula is sum of all the data divided by number of the data. Okay, for statistic is actually quite easy. Now for this question, we are going to sum up 12 plus negative 1 plus 8 plus 2 minus 10 plus 0 minus 7 plus 3 plus 20 plus p minus 1, right? Then you divide by 10. That is your answer, right? Then you simplify. Okay, so the mean is sum of all the data divided by number of data. So now I'm going to sum up everything. So let's have a look of the answer. Okay, you sum up everything, then you divide by 10. Okay, so finally you just simplify your answer, right? After you simplify your answer, you double check again. Okay, I'm sure you can get the answer, right? For question 3, it is given that n and 6 minus n are the root of the quadratic equation. So x squared plus px plus 9 equal to 0. So the moment you see the quadratic equation, make sure it's in general form. Then you list out your a, your b, your c. Okay, then you write the formula for sum of the roots, negative b over a, and product of the root is c over a. And then you just substitute your a, b, c into the formula, and then you take the two root and sum up. Sum means you plus. Okay, so we are going to plus n plus 6 minus n equal to negative p over 1. Alright, so then the negative n and plus n cancel out, left 6 alone, equal to negative p, then p is negative 6. Alright, then now you just use pour to do the next one. Pour means that you take the two roots and multiply. So we take n times n times 6 minus n, because these are the two roots. So for product of the roots, we always multiply. So n times 6 minus n is equal to c is 9, a is 1. So 9 over 1. So we just expand carefully. Okay, n times 6 is 6n minus the n square. Okay, and then you will get the quadratic equation, I guess. So 6n minus n square equal to 9. Then we rearrange into general form. N square, okay, minus 6n plus 9, because we bring everything to the right hand side so that the coefficient of x square is positive. And then you just factorize, and you can press your calculator, and actually there is only one answer for n is equal to 3. Alright, so this question I noticed that many students cannot do is because they can't recall the formula. SAW is negative BOA and POR is COA. So this formula will not be given in SPM exam. Alright, so please memorize the formula from now on. Okay, let's proceed to the next question. For question number 5, you are given the curve, okay, and there is a point P, okay, and then there is a straight line which is called as tangent to the curve. Remember, I asked you to memorize tangent to the curve. Gradient of tangent to the curve is dy dx, alright? So when you see question like this, there is a curve and there's a straight line, you just do dy dx, alright? So you differentiate your y. And the question is asking you to find the equation of straight line PR. Okay, equation of straight line PR is a tangent to the curve. So in order to find a straight line, we need to use y equal to mx plus c, right? So in this case, you must know the gradient and also you must know the c. Okay, first of all, you must have the gradient, and then how to find your c? You must have the point. So, okay, now the point was given there, just now I show you. Okay, so now how to find the gradient? Okay, for when there is a curve, the only way to find gradient is use dy dx. So let's do dy dx for the curve given. I'm sure they give you y, right? Okay, so from the y given, okay, we will differentiate or do dy dx. Okay, after we do dy dx, then we will substitute the point into the dy dx. Then we can get the value of dy dx. Okay, so once you got the value of dy dx, that is your gradient, in fact. Okay, so now let's see how. If you have the gradient, you want to find the c, you must have the point, alright? You must have the point. So you substitute the point and the gradient into y equal to mx plus c. Then you can find your c. Okay, after you find your c, you just rewrite your equation of the straight line. Remember, it's the same like what you do for your mathematics. I'm sure you got no problem, right? Okay, so let's try to solve it now. So I will use this method, y minus y1 equal to mx minus x1, or you can use y equal to mx plus c, the same. So for me, I prefer to use this method because I don't have to rewrite again the equation after finding c. So I will have answer very fast. So y equal to negative 24x plus 28, alright? So please bear in mind that dy dx, it means that gradient of tangent to the curve at a point. Please remember this concept, alright? It's very important. And then it's very important when they ask you to find the equation of tangent or equation of the normal. Alright, okay, let's have a look for the next question. Okay, for this question, you need to make sure you simplify until you can see AXN. So you have to write PX5 over X4 plus 8X squared over X4. That means every term you divide by X4. And then you simplify, become PX plus 8X negative 2. Alright, so then only you start to integrate by using integral sign. Integrate 1 to 4. Okay, px1 plus 8x negative 2 dx. Okay, and then make sure the limit is correct from 1 to 4. Alright, make sure you write the limit and is equal to 2p minus 5. Then only you start to integrate. So become px 1 plus 1 is 2 over 2 plus 8x negative 2 plus 1. Okay, so negative 1 over negative 1. So then only you substitute the limit into the integral. Okay, now after you substitute upper limit, you minus a lower limit. Be carefully because there is a negative. Then only you simplify to the simplest form. So 8p minus 2, then minus p over 2. Then only you simplify further. Because there is a over 2, so we simplify the p first. It becomes 15p over 2 equal to 2p minus 11, right? Okay, then only you simplify the over 2. You can times 2 both sides. Okay, you can times 2 both sides. After you times 2 both sides, it become integer. Then it's easier for you to solve, right? So you will have 15 over 2 p is equal to 2p minus 11. Then only you times 2. Okay, you times 2, then it become 15p equal to 4p minus 22. And then you simplify further, you will get 11p equal to negative 22. Then you get p equal to negative 2. So you need to solve it carefully, alright? Okay, let's see next question. Okay, for this question is actually giving you a graph. It's a function. Okay, so they give you the function with the graph function. So first step, you just label your x and y for the 2 points. So you have 0n and m0. So then you just draw an arrow diagram. So for x is object, for y is image for a function, right? So 0 will map to n, and then m will be mapped to 0. That means that 0 is an object and the n is the image of 0. And m is the object for image 0. Okay, so you draw the arrow diagram and then you try to understand how to convert the y into x and x into y. So that means you just reverse the function. That's called inverse function. Alright, so you're asking to find the inverse that will bring 0 to m, right? So that is the answer. For part A, the answer is just m. And then when you sketch a graph, you just actually writing back your inverse function in terms of the object and image, and you will get the point, which is just now you got 0 n, now it should be n0. And then if you got the m0, now it will be reversed, it will be 0m. Alright, so let's see how to draw the graph. Okay, so you just use a straight line, then you connect the 2 points. Alright, you can use a ruler. Okay, make sure it's a straight line. And then the 2 points will do because we can draw a straight line using a 2 points. Okay, we can draw a straight line using 2 points. So this is actually the inverse function, all right? It's an inverse function. It's a straight line, okay, which is inverse to the function just now.